I want to know if because really that's what we're coming down to, right? Because Trump is our these are our choices. You know, we can vote for Jill Stein. I probably still will. Or you can vote for Gary Johnson. You can vote for right in Bernie Sanders. But it's going to be Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. So I'm asking you guys just straight up, David, which one or would you prefer to see in the White House? I'm coming around and asking everybody that question: Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton?
Man, the decision absolutely sucks.
Yep.
And obviously it's the decision. At the end of the day, Nick, it hurts to admit it, but it's going to be Trump or Hillary, and I'm not voting for either. I've said it before, and I'm not afraid I'm not voting for either of them, so it doesn't make a difference. I live in a blue state, and as much as I hate our electoral college and the system, for those that really can't make that decision or are unwilling to make the decision, it plays to the benefit in this.
Oh man,
case.
come on, man, come on. Like you want me to answer it first? Let me help you guys out. I'm not going to ask you guys because I wanted just a straight answer. If I'm going to give you a straight answer, I want to see if between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, I want to see Hillary Clinton in the White House. Y'all can unfollow me, you can unsubscribe, say whatever the hell you want to say. But this Donald Trump has lost his damn mind. He is insane. He not only plays to like. I can handle the racism. I can handle the racism because the racism is here all the time. And stop and frisk was here already, and it would be horrible. But Donald Trump is not only a racist, but he's also he's trickle down economics, Reaganomics, right? So he's horrible on race issues. Now he's proven to be horrible on he's not an economic populist, and I've been saying this forever. So not only is he going to screw us on race, he's going to screw us on the economy, and he's a buffoon on foreign policy. It's the trifecta of dumb shit anonymous. Like I would rather fight Hillary Clinton for the next 4 years than Donald Trump. Now, I've already said it. I jumped out there because I want to hear, what do you have to say? Would you rather Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton for the next 4 years? David, you can't bring yourself to say it.
You're going to make me answer that question, huh?
I'm going to make everybody answer that tonight. Your choices are Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Who would you rather see in the White House for the next 4 years?
Here's the reason I have difficulty, and I'll answer the question, but here's the reason I have such difficulty answering it. Trump is really, in my mind, an unknown. I don't think he's really racist. I think he takes advantage of playing into racism. I think it was, I forget the term that Van Jones coined, but he said it perfectly in something that I had seen. He's taking advantage of it. I don't know what we will expect or what we can expect from him. I don't know. He can either be completely ineffective at what he claims he wants to do. He can be unpredictable because what he's saying he's going to do may not be what he's going to do in any capacity.
Okay.
Or he can be an absolute terrifying disaster.
All right.
I would go with Hillary, obviously, but I'm not voting for either of them.
Okay. So I'm going to leave you alone because I've harassed you enough tonight. Let me ask, did Anoa leave? So she didn't have to. No, I know she didn't leave. She didn't have to ask the question. Let me ask Nick. Nick, not saying you're going to vote for either one of them, but if you had to choose, who would you rather deal with for the next 4 years in the White House out of the two choices of the mainstream candidates?
Okay, so if I could only choose between the mainstream candidates, I think I would double down on Mr. Trump.
Oh, wow. Go for it. Tell me why.
And the reason why I would double down on Trump is because sometimes the incremental descent into hell is so incremental that people just get used to the ever increasing temperature and they just stay there and boil to death like the frog in the boiling water. However, abrupt changes in temperature wake people up and it activates people. Also, at the same time, the partisanship of the Democrats that they will not ally with Trump on anything, that could be used to great effect in order to keep at least the most egregious damages from going through. Whereas with Hillary Clinton, we've already seen that fighting Hillary Clinton after she's elected, that's not going anywhere. She's going to make deals with the establishment Republicans, and they're going to do what they've always done.
Now, well, okay, so let me unpack it going backwards, right? So if Donald Trump wins, Donald Trump is going to have a majority. There's no way he's going to win this and not maintain a majority in the White House. He's a threat to the down ballot ticket. So if he manages to win, that means he's actually benefiting that down ballot ticket. He's going to have a House and a Senate. Who's going to be there to actually stop him on any of his craziest policies, save the Supreme Court to come back and say that they're ruled unconstitutional after the fact, which means those policies would have been given time to actually affect the lives of real people?
Well, first off, if let's say he was to win, and he was to win all three houses, both the Congress and the executive branch. Remember, Barack Obama had all three, and for some reason, the great ineptitude or the great efficacy of the Republicans were able to stifle him from doing a lot of things. So if you believe that, then it's not too hard to believe that Donald Trump will face similar issue, even if he has a majority.
Mm-hmm. But so even with, let's take the crown jewel of the President Obama's term, Obamacare, it took fighting tooth and nail. Republicans have been trying to undo it for the last 7 years. But ultimately, and they tried like nothing I've ever seen to stop it from happening. But ultimately, he was able to get it through. Donald Trump, given those same majorities, he's going to get some of this stuff through. And so I'm just trying to, that was the first thing. Let's go back to the first other thing that you said. You said that you'll double down because of incrementalism, the slow descent into hell. You'll notice it more if you just dropped in the, let me give you this scenario and tell me how you would rather, approach it. You have two choices. You have a choice of somebody who's going to slowly but surely, kill you over the next 8 years, or somebody who's going to kill you next week. Which one are you going to take your chance on in terms of having a fighting chance? And of course, killing you is a hyperbole, but that's the same logic that you're using. So which one would you go with?
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Just want to throw one little thing that's not being mentioned here, and it could very well, it's a possibility. When you make this decision, you should also be considering who their running mates are. Mm-hmm. If anything should happen to Hillary Clinton, or if anything should happen to Donald Trump, you're looking at Kane or Pence as the alternatives.
Yep.
Just throwing that out there, because both of those are they're both. Yeah.
Okay.
I would never want
I can
either
address
of them.
that. I will address that, but I need Nick to answer that. Logically, it's the same thing in terms of someone who's going to slowly, ruin your life, or someone who's going to ruin it next week. Let's go with the logical extreme. Someone's going to kill you next week, or someone who's going to kill you in 4 years. Which one would you rather have a fighting chance against? Okay,
so number one, I'm not making my decision based solely off of the binary analysis of the here and now, or even the short term versus the medium term. I'm also adding in that, let's say Hillary Clinton does win, the false sense of accomplishment and that people have actually accomplished something. Like, the median voter is actually going to believe that they're accomplishing something by doing that. And there are other voters that are going to look at her and see those terrible policies that she implements, and we're going to get the right anyway. I guarantee you that if Hillary Clinton wins the election, she will not win re-election. I will put money on that. Now, to go back to the question, to stay within those bounds, number one, if you are basically going to pick between two people that are going to have horrible outcomes, one in the short term, the immediate versus one in the near term, but the one in the near term forfeits the ability to escape the situation altogether, whereas you have a chance to escape the situation in the near term with the worst solution, I would take the chance at escape over assured death. That's for sure.
Well, so here's the flaw in that, right? So you've made some pretty big assumptions that and this is the assumption that I hear a lot of, and I'm glad you brought that up, right? There's a lot of progressives who believe that a Hillary Clinton victory means that there's no way to fight against Hillary Clinton. And to me, these are totally different times. 2016 is uniquely different than 2008, because in 2008, we got the more progressive choice. And because we got the more progressive choice, we were under the delusion that we were actually going to get something progressive. 2016, we got anything but the progressive choice. And you have an entire swath of which is why Hillary Clinton isn't beating Donald Trump by 50 points right now, is because we have an entire swath of the progressive community who understands clearly that the person who's going in as a Democrat is our opposition. This is a totally different game, right? Mindset, and a different time than 2008. And the most important thing about what I just said is the fact that the opposition towards Hillary Clinton's rightward push and neoliberalism and neoconservatism, the opposition is alive And well, she's not going to get a free pass, not even from half of the Democrat or 45% of the Democrats. Now, with that in mind, I see a big difference between a slow descent into hell when you have people fighting like hell versus a quick descent into hell when you have people fighting like hell. There's going to be people fighting against Donald Trump, just like there's going to be people fighting against Hillary Clinton.